Good morning! It is now day 17. I'm heading to the Universal Park today. I was originally going to go to Islands of Adventure for the extra hour you get if you are a hotel guest, but I slept really badly last night for no particular reason. But I went to sleep for like an hour and a half and then woke up for a few hours and I was like, oh gosh, I can't be waking up at 6 a.m. with no sleep. So it's about 8 o'clock now, so it's not too much later. So I'm going to head over to the bus stop now and go over there. It is a very grey day. It's already meant to rain kind of most of today anyway, unrelated to the tropical storm, but just in general. So it looks like all the days that I am at Universal it is going to rain, so we're just going to have to embrace that. There's no way of getting around it. The hurricane update, it does seem like in Orlando itself it's going to be a heavy tropical storm. It could upgrade to a hurricane, it could downgrade. There's still, you know, it could change at any moment. So just keeping an eye on that. But at the moment just going ahead as per usual. And let's head to Universal now. So this is my first one going on the Universal bus. I'm not sure exactly where it will drop me off, so it'll be interesting to see that. But it seems really organised, which is good, and there's 2 buses here already, so it's super easy to get to the park by the seems of it, even though it's coming up to park opening, which is great. So the bus was super simple, it took about 5 minutes, and where you come out is, I normally park in the car park, and when you leave the car park there's a walkway and then like a hub area where there's toilets and they sell drinks and stuff, and then another walkway, and you come into that hub bit. So perfect. Gonna get in the park. The 2 ones that I really want to do are Hagrid's and Velocicoaster. Both of these were not open obviously during my last trip, so they are the big ones to try and do today. I'm also going to talk to them about this pass similar to the DAS pass to see if I am able to get that, because these parks do tend to have longer queues, so it could be difficult working out what rides I could go on and couldn't go on depending on the wait time. So we'll have a little see. It's so nice to be walking through City Walk again. Security was super quick and I feel like, oh, I'm back in the theme parks now. I've got back in the theme park mode, which is great. So yeah, I've got my Tiva sandals on today because, as you can probably tell, it looks very grey. It is meant to kind of rain all day today, so I went with sandals because if they get wet it doesn't matter. They dry very quickly, it'll be perfect. But I'm going to head to Islands of Adventure. I think I'm going to get there just in time to go in as a resort guest still. So let's go in there and see what we can get on. I'm so excited to try these 2 roller coasters if I can today. So I've just been to guest services to inquire about the disability access pass, like the universal version. It was quite a long wait. I think I waited about 45 minutes, which is unhelpful because obviously I can't wait. So now my foot's like, ow. But luckily I spoke to them and they said because it was a mobility issue, it was best to use a wheelchair. And something I didn't realise is that all of the queues have a wheelchair you can use. So if you are able to walk around, but it's just standing that's a problem, you can use a wheelchair. But then I said, because I'm solo, I don't have anyone to help me, like push me around, stuff like that. And they were like, oh, okay, in that case we can do the pass because, yeah, you just, it would be really difficult to get about otherwise. So it works similar in to the Disney one in the fact that if the ride wait time is an hour, you have an hour to wait, so you can sit down, do whatever you need to be comfortable, and then you get to go in the Express Pass queue. He did say that some of the Express Pass queues can still be quite long, so you can use those wheelchairs in the queue if you need to, which is super helpful. And yeah, so I'm going to try that out today. Yeah, I'm like, it's crazy to be back. It's very bonkers. It seems quite quiet, and hopefully, although the weather is going to be bad, that less people maybe are coming. I feel like a lot of people are postponing their trips to Orlando because of the potential tropical storm hurricane. So it may work out well that the parks may be a bit quieter, so that'll be really good. So I'm going to head around the park now and see what to go on first. It's very exciting to be back. Something I forgot to mention is that unlike at Disney where you can use My Disney Experience app to book your return times, here you have to go up to the ride and then get your return time that way. But the good thing is you'll be in the area of that ride, so you'll be able to rest, do whatever you need to do, and you're in that vicinity, so that's perfect. I I really like the theming of Zeus Landing. Dr. Seuss is one of those things that in the UK we don't really have as much, because I think we have so many children's authors like Roald Dahl that Dr. Seuss is one that is kind of skipped over a little bit. But I do love coming here and seeing all the theming and kind of learning about it. And I think younger generations are more familiar because you've had films and stuff. But even for older generations like me, I very much enjoy it, even though it is basically for children. So I've decided to go to the back of the park first, because the two rides that I really want to do whilst the weather is okay are Velocicoaster and Hagrid. I think it's good to get these done now, just in case it rains, because a lot of the outdoor rides will shut. So whilst the weather is good, I'm going to try and do the outdoor rides. And I can see Velocicoaster now. First look at it, it looks very exciting. This walkway is so cool, and I think it's going to be a great place to come and get photos. I don't know if this is a new thing. I've never been this way before, so it's incredible. One of the other great things about Velocicoaster is it has a single rider queue, so that is going to be super helpful too. So I'm going to have a look at the ride wait time and maybe do the single rider if that is short enough. If not, I can get the return time. So I've gone to Velocicoaster and got the return wait time. The great thing is there's lots and lots of seating all around, and that's great for people like me that need to sit down and rest, but also if you're waiting for someone because you don't want to go on it, there's loads of places to sit, so you won't be having to stand or try and wander around and see what you can do. And there is also the Jurassic Park shop next door if you want to have a little look, which is perfect. So I am about to go on. I'm so excited for my first ever time on Velocicoaster, and what a great way to start the day. You can't film on the ride, and you do have to put your bags in lockers, so I will see you on the flip side. So that was absolutely incredible. It's definitely by far the most intense roller coaster I've ever been on. It's very smooth, you get loads of airtime. The hi-hat is literally amazing. Arms up all the way. Like, so fun. It's super fast. I did feel a little bit sick and dizzy when I came off the ride, but now that I'm walking about, I'm fine, so it wasn't too bad. I did take the motion sickness tablets this morning just in case. One thing to note is that your locker, you get a like a paper ticket to go back to your locker, which you have to keep on you. So I was a real classy bird and put it in my bra because I was like, I don't know where else to put it. So maybe getting a lanyard would be a good idea, and it will save me getting my tickets in and out all the time. So good. Such an incredible ride. Well worth the hype, but it is super intense. This part of Universal is always my absolute favourite because the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is so immersive and it's so incredible just to be walking through Hogsmeade. It's identical to what you've seen in the films, so it is so much fun to come here. Seeing Hogwarts Castle is always so spectacular, although this is one ride that I definitely do not do. Even before I used to get motion sick, it made me feel ill. Definitely not doing that, but you can go through the ride queue and see inside the castle without going on the ride. I'm definitely going to do that during this trip. So I have had a little sit down now. I think I'm going to go and look in the Harry Potter gift shop, and then I might go on Flight of the Hippogriff. It's a much more gentler roller coaster, so I might head on to those next. This backpack is super small compared to my hand, you can see the size, but this is the sort of size backpack you need to go in the lockers at the office here. My backpack did not fit on Velocicoaster, so I had to get 2 lockers. Even though an adult, I always want to check do they have my name, and yes they do. That is pretty cool. You can get all your house-wide items in here, which is perfect. You can get the robes, backpacks, scarves, tie, anything you like you can get in your house. So I've been looking at the lanyards, and it seems quite common that it's about $15 for the lanyard and then $8 for the plastic, where you put the actual tickets in. So I don't know if I'm going to get that, but I'm contemplating getting that universal bum bag that I saw yesterday, and then that could be a good place to put those items whilst on rides. The one downside is I don't know if they would actually let you wear bum bags on the ride, so maybe that won't solve the problem. And also, where I am plus size, it could become an issue of if you're wearing a bum bag as well, you could then have problems with the harnesses not fitting. So I'm thinking I'm just going to have to bring a smaller bag tomorrow, but I just have a lot of things that I bring with me. I don't know how I'm going to fit less in my backpack. So I was feeling quite peckish because I haven't had any breakfast, so I found the Magic Neat, which is in Hogsmeade, and they have the vegan pasty. Now I have to say, it is tiny, and it was like $10.20 something, so it's super expensive for what it is, but it does look like a proper pasty, so let's try it. The pastry's really good, exactly like you would imagine a pasty to be like, very like crisp, but on the outside but soft as well. This is very tasty. The pasty tastes really, really good. I know you can actually get a pasty as a main course in one of the restaurants in Harry Potter, the Wizarding World. So if it's anything like this, that'll be really good, and it's a lot bigger, it's massive, but this is a really great snack, or for me, breakfast. The pasty was actually the perfect size. That was a really great option to have as like a little breakfast treat. I don't know whether to go and get one of the butterbeers now. Just recently, you can order it now without the foam on top, so it is vegan if you do that. So it's so exciting to be able to do that. I'm like, whilst I'm here, I might as well go the whole hog, pardon the pun, but and get the butterbeer. Now I have got a return time to go on Hagrid's. It's currently a 2-hour wait. So I've got some time, so yeah, I might have a little butterbeer as well. Something that's really cool is if you use the restrooms here, you can hear Moaning Myrtle talking to you, and I absolutely love that little detail. It's so fun. If you come back behind the Hogsmeade pub, first and foremost, there's loads of seating and it's really quiet. So if you want to get away from the hustle and bustle and grab a butterbeer, this is great. But also, you get an amazing view of Velocicoaster, so let's look. So I've had a nice long sit down waiting for Hagrid's, and now it's time. So first time on this ride too. Super excited. I've seen all the ride videos. It looks amazing. So let's go and see what it's like, and I'll let you know. On the flip side, yet again, there's lockers. So I'll let you know once I'm off what I think. So I have just ridden Hagrid's for the very first time, and I have to say, maybe controversially, I think that was better than Velocicoaster. It was so much fun. I loved all the different launches. There was a really special moment when you're in the Devil's Snare. It was so good. I can't wait to go back on that one again. And it didn't make me feel ill at all, which was great. It's always a win for me, but absolutely loved it. It's so much fun, and it goes super fast. I love launches, so the fact it had multiple launches was so good. So I'm going to head out of Hogsmeade for now. I'm going to head over to Zeus Landing so that I can get some lunch, and then I think I'm probably going to go on those rides, even though for little kids they seem to have low wait times, which is great. And then I might try and go on Jurassic Park, the water ride, and then hop over to the other park. Some of the rides I'm not going to do today, like Hulk and stuff. I don't want to do all the coasters in one because I don't want to make myself feel ill. So I think I'm going to have some lunch and some relaxing rides now, and then head over to the Universal Studios. It seems like not too busy a day today. We have lots of rides that have quite low wait times. It's only the rides that you would expect to have long waits that do. I'm surprised Velocicoaster is still about 35 minutes. Hagrid's is of course like 2 hours. So it's hit and miss. It's either like really reasonable or very long. There's kind of no middle ground. So I'm over here by Mythos, which is a table service restaurant here, and it always has a big sign up saying voted the world's best theme park restaurant. And during my last trip we ate there, and I have to say it was mediocre at best. So I always see that sign, I think, who voted that? Or is that just something they've given themselves? Because the food was fine, it wasn't terrible, but it was nowhere near like top-notch, great quality food. So who knows who's given that award, but I would say that I'm going to stick mostly to quick service here because there's lots and lots of great quick service options, but there are table service options if you do fancy. So I have come to Green Eggs and Ham to get the vegan tots. I am super excited about these, they sound really nice. I love potato barrels and I wish we were doing them properly in the UK. I don't know if we do we? I'm sure I haven't seen them. Let me know if you know of someone that does do them. But I'm super excited to get lunch now because I'm so hungry. So I have the vegan pizza tots. It did take about 25 minutes to come through. They were just very slow with all the orders. There were a lot of people waiting. But hopefully they're worth the wait, so let's have a dive in. We can tell that they are very fresh because they're very, very hot. So I did enjoy the pizza tots. The only thing that always stresses me out in this situation is they have a non-vegan version of this on the menu and a vegan version. So I always stress that they've given me the wrong one. And obviously they've got it on the ticket. It's called vegan tots when they're handing your food over, they're looking at the ticket. So I'm sure it is the vegan version. But I always stress, because these days as well, a lot of the alternatives can be quite good. So if you have a good one, you don't necessarily go, oh, that's not meat or that's not cheese. So hoping for the best. If I become very ill, I will let you know. I thought they were really good. Like the portion was a really great size, the tots were crispy, it had a nice amount of sauce, so everything tasted really good. So I am going to head on some of the rides in Seuss Landing now. I know they're for kids, but they're super cute and gentle, so it'll be good after just eating. They were taking down all the umbrellas and stuff in preparation for the storm. I did hear some cast members talking to each other, and apparently there's now a hurricane warning in Orlando, and they said that the park is going to shut. Obviously that hasn't been announced yet, so it'll be interesting to see if maybe things do develop and that gets announced, or maybe the course of the hurricane or whatever changes and maybe it won't. So we'll see what's going to happen, but you can't do anything. It's coming regardless, so just go with the flow, and the hotels and the parks are really set up to deal with it, so it'll be all fine. So that was a really cute ride. Again, I don't really know the Cat in the Hat very well, but I loved that the ride was on a track, but it also turned or rotated. So it was kind of like a really cool little ride for that reason. So I'm going to do a few more rides here, and then I might head over to Universal Studios, although I do love Poseidon's Fury, and that's on the way. If I go to the other park, I'll go on the Hogwarts Express, so maybe that's a good plan as well.
Who can stand on one whisker this wonderful roll, on top of 5 balls, 2 tennis, 3 golf.
Those stars weren't so big, they were really quite small.
So my time at Seuss Landing was really cute. If you were looking for just some gentler rides, maybe something just after you've eaten, or something like that, then you can definitely go and head there. The ride break times are normally really short. Some of the rides I went on, it said like a 10-minute wait, but we literally just walked on to the next one. So that is a really good option if you want to just have a nice little ride, but it's going to be gentle and fun, and you don't really have to wait. I am always super impressed with Poseidon's Fury. It is a show, you move through different rooms, there's special effects. It is really cool, so if you've not done this, it's very easy to kind of miss it or skip over it, but definitely give it a go, because it is a really, really entertaining thing to do, and it's all indoors, which is very good when the weather's not great. So I'm going to head over now to Universal Studios, and of course I'm going on the Hogwarts Express. It's the only way to travel. You do need a park hopper ticket. They will ask to see it, but it's definitely worth doing because the train journey is like a ride in itself, and it's different in both directions, so make sure you do it both ways. Very exciting. I do love that they have really made it like King Cross Station. I was speaking to a lady earlier who used to work at the Harry Potter studio tour when it first opened, and at the same time they were building this, and she was saying it was the same people doing both. So it's the actual people who work on Harry Potter, so that is why it's so authentic when you walk in, and it's so cool. Diagon Alley is my favourite part of the whole of Universal, and I would normally start here and then get the train over to Hogsmeade, but because I wanted to do Hagrid and Velocicoaster, that's why I went the opposite way this time. But I like to go the way Harry would have gone, so we're now going to go and see Diagon Alley. It's just so good, so let's hop through the wall and going to the Wizarding World. Right next to King's Cross is the Amity Island Lobster, and obviously that is a nod to Jaws, as this is where the Jaws ride used to be, RIP Jaws ride. But now it is King's Cross. You get to go into London. I love that they actually have the little bins that you have in London. I think that's so fun. And then, of course, you get to go into Diagon Alley. But first, I always like to check out Grimmauld Place.
Gryffindor!
You look great.
Yeah, fantastic!
Finally going to school. It's never
Are you a first year, sir?
So what? Everyone else is 11.
Ah, yeah, you know, you're fond of your dreams.
Big deal.
Always have to stop by the night bus. The interactions are so much fun. One of my favourite things to do here. And of course you come along and you get Grimmauld Place number 12. You can tell it's special because it's slightly different colours to the rest of the building. And of course it's an even number. Oh look, there he is. It's Creature in the window. So when you come to Grimmauld Place, keep an eye out on that window because every so often you will see Creature peeking out. So now we're going to have the moment when you walk around the corner and you walk into Diagon Alley. It's always so amazing. It's so good. It is so like living in the Wizarding World. It's absolutely spectacular, and you can really tell that the team that created the sets for the films also did this because it's unbelievable. It's literally like you are in the Wizarding World. I love all the little magical touches you find in the shop windows, and make sure you check them all out. You'll see loads of things you recognise from the books and films.
Do we have any wizard interest stories?
We have a story about
So I've just been on Escape from Gringotts. That's one of my favourite rides here. It's thrilling, but not scary. It's got great effects and a fab storyline. So I really enjoyed going on that. I got front row as well, which was nice. You got a really great view. Loving it. I really love, this is like my favourite part of the whole of Universal. I'm actually going to go now and have a little look around some of the shops. I do like to shop, but I'm not going to really buy anything because I don't have any space left. And then I think I'm going to do a few more rides in this park and then probably head out. I've done quite a lot of the things I wanted to do today. So at least if I come back, I've got more things to do on the other days. And also, if I can't be in the parks for a couple of days because of the weather, at least I've got a lot done today, and then when I do come back, there's less to do. So it's worked out perfectly. I've come into the Magical Menagerie to have a look at some of the creatures you can buy. You can get unicorns there with a fork. There's scabbards. You get fluffy. Oh my god, I love that. All of the creatures you could think of you can get in here. Oh my gosh, Crookshanks. Oh my gosh. I've got a ginger cat at home and I wonder what he would think if I brought another ginger cat home. Next to the Magical Menagerie, there is a little alleyway and you can find this talking snake. But is it really talking or do I just understand half the time? Who knows? As you can probably tell by my outfit today, which was this very cool Death Eater top, I'm going to go down Nocturne Alley now and have a look at Bergen and Berks because it's one of my favourites. It's so dark and spooky and creepy in here and I absolutely love it. It's so good. Let's go in and see what dark things they have for us.
She's not very Harry Pottery, that's why I like it.
There's so many cool artifacts in here. I love it. They've really made it look like Hogsmeade and Diagon, but also you can buy Harry Potter. This is a very nice back there. This is a very cool t-shirt. So I'm now having my second butterbeer of the day. Earlier on I had the just liquid one and now I'm trying the frozen one. What's amazing is they do kind of taste just different. And I can't tell which one I like more. Maybe the Frozen one is better, but I'm very excited that you can now have it, which is perfect. So update, Universal and Disney World have both announced that Wednesday and Thursday they are going to be shut. So the next 2 days I am going to be in my hotel room. Totally makes sense, you can understand, because not only will the conditions not be nice to be in, but of course you want the cast members, the team members to be able to make sure that their homes, their family, everyone is safe and secure. So it absolutely makes sense to be closing. I don't know what's going to happen at my hotel. I don't know if they will have still the restaurant open and stuff, but where I'm in a separate building, I have a feeling you won't be allowed to access that. I know previously in hurricanes, hotels that had everything in one building, you could roam around, eat, do the entertainment, but if you're in separate buildings, you weren't allowed to go outside. So I don't know if that will be the case, but we'll find out later today. So I'm going to carry on for a little bit at Universal, fit in as much as possible, and then I think I'm going to get something from City Walk for dinner, and I'm definitely getting some voodoo donuts to take back to the hotel room for breakfast, because I'm going to be locked in eating my supplies for the next couple of days. I absolutely love that in this shop you also get to see the costumes of the adult characters. I would full blown wear this out and about. I think we need to bring back Kate. Big Snake fan. So I'm going to take a wander out of Diagon Alley now. I'd like to come back later in the trip, hopefully Friday or Saturday, and take some more photos. There's so many great photo spots in Diagon Alley, so that would be really cool. But as for now, I'm going to head around the rest of Universal Studios, have a little look. I'd like to go on ET, but I feel like it's not operating at the moment. I think it's gone down, so we'll see if by the time I walk over there it's open. I'd love to do that if I can. And then I think I might head to City Walk and get something to eat. I didn't know that was her. And then hunker down, ready for the hurricane. If you're going to have the Florida experience, right, you might as well have the whole hog. I've never been here during a hurricane, so you know, this was like my ultimate Florida trip. And Florida was like, oh, if you want the ultimate trip, we'll give you a hurricane. So it's also dawned on me, I've just walked past a shop with Halloween Horror Nights merch, and I'm like, oh my god, I will not be going to Halloween Horror Nights. Our first Halloween Horror Nights will be hurricaned out. So I'm glad I have got some merch, even though I didn't get to go. I bought some yesterday in case I wanted to wear it. Maybe sat in my hotel room I'll wear it and feel like I'm part of Halloween Horror Nights. But I'm assuming at some point you'll get information about how that's going to work. I did buy from Attraction Tickets, a third-party company, so I don't know if they'll refund you. Hopefully, if the event doesn't go ahead, hopefully they will, but we'll see what happens. It's out of your control, so what can you do? It's cool to see some of these sets for the scare zones for Halloween Horror Nights. At some point in my life I will get to go to it. When you are walking around, you are starting to see stuff kind of tying things down or taking things down that might blow over, so they are starting to prepare for the weather. So it's very interesting to see how it's all going to go. I think the vlog series will be very interesting as well, because there won't be much to vlog in the sense of what I'm doing. They will be interesting to tell me my experiences of what it's like and what to expect if maybe you come and a hurricane does happen. Of course, hurricane season is June to November in Orlando, so if you visit during those months, it's always a possibility. Normally, because because Orlando is in central Florida, it's not too badly impacted. So hopefully I'll have some tips on what to do, what it's like, what the hotel is like, things like that, and maybe that will be helpful for anyone who's worried about visiting during hurricane season. So the parks are feeling super quiet at the moment. I don't know if people have heard the announcement and are perhaps, if they don't live too far away and they've driven here, maybe they're going home early to kind of get away from the hurricane. So it is interesting to see the parks die down considerably. But I feel like I've got so much done today. I don't do all the rides in Universal usually just because of the motion sickness. So most of the rides I wanted to do I have done, which is incredible. But something I'd forgotten about, which I love, is the Halloween horror makeup show. It's not Halloween, it's just the horror makeup show, right? I love this. It's so fun and I'm right by it, so I'm gonna go see if I can see it now. When you come into the waiting area, there's loads of cool artifacts and stuff you can look at from horror films, which is so exciting. Also randomly, the Grinch. Halloween Horror Nights, which sadly I'm not going to be able to go to now, it's going to be cancelled. So the next show of that is actually just over an hour away, so I don't know if I will stay in the park long enough, because I think I'm going to do E.T., look at a few things, and then head out. So I might have to try and catch that on Friday or Saturday. Hopefully the parks will be open then. I had spoken to people and they said once the hurricane passes, the weather is amazing, so it shouldn't be the fact that like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those sorts of days, it will be dreadful weather as well. It should be once it kind of passes, it gets a lot better quickly. So hopefully that will be the case, then we can come back out and do the things we haven't yet done. I'm about to walk through another scare zone and it looks like it would be great. Love this theming. But can't believe I'm going to miss out on Halloween Horror Night. But it's a good reason to come back, right? Got to just start saving in, prepare for another trip. Some very creepy looking scarecrows over there. I did read online, someone said the last time Universal planted corn, a hurricane happened, and they've done it again this year, so maybe it's an omen. Maybe they should stop planting the corn. There is so much cute merch in the E.T. shop. I love this art. You can also get some lounge vibe products, and I'm gonna get this super cute t-shirt. The E.T. ride is always so cute to go on. I love at the end when he says goodbye Sophie. I'm like, oh, I could cry. I actually saw a really interesting thing where Steven Spielberg is actually a shareholder in the Universal Parks, and because of that they can kind of never get rid of E.T. Like, he was kind of reluctant to get rid of Jaws because it was iconic, but kind of accepted what was happening. But whenever they tried to be like, oh, let's do something with E.T., he's like, absolutely not, you're keeping that, it's iconic. And I'm like, yes, good work, Stephen, we want that ride kept here. So I'm really glad to see that. They used to have some really interesting things, like the Twister ride was incredible. They also used to have an Alfred Hitchcock experience, which I loved. It was so spooky and creepy, and so it's sad that a lot of those kind of like movie making rides are going, but I can understand the Wizarding World of Harry Potter because that is so incredible. But things like, I don't know, Fast and the Furious, in 40 years people are still going to be talking about those films. I don't know. So as you can see, it is super duper quiet at the moment. The wind is starting to pick up. It's still overcast, we haven't had any rain yet. I think it is coming soon, so I'm going to head out of the park now. I'm going to City Walk to get some food. I don't quite know what to get. Bob Marley was a place that I really wanted to try. The food sounds amazing. Or NBC Grill, people really recommend the Smokehouse Burger. And I kind of feel in the mood for a burger. I'm thinking have something quite filling tonight because I'm going to be surviving on snacks for a couple of days. So I might go to the NBC Grill and try that, and then go to Voodoo Donuts to get some donuts for breakfast tomorrow. So I am going to head out of Universal now and say bye-bye, ta-ta, and hope to see you real soon, hopefully on Friday, and you won't have suffered too much damage. But until then, Universal, I will see you real soon. So I'm here in the NBC Grill. I've come here for some dinner. I'm going to get the Beyond Smokehouse. I've heard it's amazing, so I'm very excited to eat it. It was very dramatic. I sat down and everyone's phones in the restaurant started beeping, and I was like, oh my god, what is happening? And we've had a little alert come up. So I've taken a screenshot, and it's just an alert to say there is extreme weather coming, be prepared. It's very dramatic, guys. So yeah, I'm glad I'm going to have a proper meal now, grab myself some donuts for breakfast, always a treat, and then hunker down. It smells really good, so I'm very excited to try it. I'm afraid I'm one of these people that cuts burgers in half. I can't pick them up whole, so just cutting it in half. It's very jam-packed with filling, so I feel like it could be quite messy, so bear with me. Wow, this is big. It's It's really tasty. The jackfruit has a really nice barbecue flavour to it. The Beyond I love anyway. It's so good. You've got like caramelised onions, all the classic toppings, vegan cheese, like this is really tasty. So the food was good at NBC, and right next door is Voodoo Donuts. I'm gonna pop in there now. There's a little bit of a cutie. So I am now back in the room. As I left Voodoo Donuts, it started raining, but actually it was always meant to rain today, unrelated to the hurricane, and it was supposed to start about 10 AM. So I was so lucky, it's about 6:30 or something now, to have had the whole day in Universal without any rain. So I've managed to get so much done. Nearly all the rides that I wanted to do, I've managed to go on today, which is perfect. There are still a few left over, so hopefully Friday or Saturday I can do that. Originally on Saturday I was going to go to Whispering Canyon for breakfast and then Disney Springs, but if it comes to it I might cancel that and go to Universal instead. The next 2 days I'll be doing things like sorting my case out to try and get it home because I've bought too many things. I might actually I bought my Halloween Horror Nights tickets from Attraction Tickets rather than directly through from Universal, so I might contact them, see if they will give you a refund. Watch lots of telly. I've bought my donuts, so these I'll be able to have for breakfast for a couple of days, and I will show you them because Voodoo Donuts are amazing. So first and foremost, the packaging is everything. Like the branding, incredible. So I went for 4 donuts so I can have a few breakfasts. Whoop. Wow. So I've got a Portland cream, a Voodoo Man, an ODB, which is Oreo and peanut butter, and just a classic chocolate donut. And these are all vegan. They do loads of vegan ones, so it's really fantastic because you have loads of options there. On my way home everyone had boxes, so I think everyone was doing the same, either like for snacks or breakfasts, because we're going to be in our rooms. So I love that everyone was like, Voodoo Donuts is the one, and they are absolutely correct. So in my bedroom I actually have kind of ceiling to floor windows, so you should have a pretty amazing view of whatever's going to go on. So it should be quite interesting. I don't know if the hotel amenities like the restaurant and things will be open. I did think maybe you'd get a note under your door, maybe in the next couple of days we will, but I'm assuming if they don't say anything then you probably can use those things. But if there is any changes to how the hotels are operating, they might let you know. So if it is an option to go and eat in the restaurant, stuff like that, I probably will do that, just so that you get a little bit of time out of your room. But I have bought enough stuff to tide me over, like snacks and stuff, for 2 or 3 days. So if we end up in the room for 2 or 3 days, that's absolutely fine. We can watch a lot of telly, some films, it'll be amazing. So it's the next morning. I completely forgot to end the vlog yesterday. Basically, once I got back to the room, I just relaxed. I didn't really do much. I made sure I charged all my devices and then just kind of settled in and watched telly. I was really tired, but I did get up super early. But from my room, I could actually see Hogwarts, the top of the castle. They had some fireworks going off last night, so I could see that, so that was pretty cool. And the weather was kind of fine. So I just went to bed, keeping an eye on the updates. I did have a message on the phone from the hotel just to say that the pools are closed and the parks are closed, but no more real information about what was going to be available at the hotel. So it's now the next day and it's a little bit stormy, but okay at the moment. So I will see you in the next vlog with an update of what it's like to be in Orlando during a hurricane. It is fast approaching, so I'm pretty sure the situation will change soon. But thank you so much for watching. If you do like this type of content, trips to Disney World, Disneyland Paris, then make sure that you click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, I hope you have a most magical day. Bye bye.